Massive protests near Bangladesh High Commission is what we're learning in the national capital. Protests near the Bangladesh embassy on atrocities against Hindus that we've been seeing for days together. These are protests that have broken out outside the Bangladesh High Commission in the national capital in protest against the attacks on Hindu minorities in Bangladesh. India has already registered a strong protest with Bangladesh on the same. These are pictures and developments that we're reporting on from the national capital. But outside the Bangladesh High Commission, we see these protesters who have in fact gathered there. Massive protest near the Bangladesh High Commission in the national capital in fact Ashutosh Mishra is getting in those details. It's outside the embassy on the atrocities against Hindus in Bangladesh. We'll be going across to Ashutosh for more on that. But back here in India, we've heard often of the manner in which concerns have been raised about attacks on Hindus, minority Hindus, and on temples, particularly targeting monks from ISKCON in Bangladesh after Sheikh Hasina was forced to leave the country. Why aren't human rights organizations raising these concerns is the refrain here. What about Amnesty International? What about the United Nations? Why should they not express concern and do something about the attack on minority Hindus in Bangladesh is the question. These are pictures coming in from the Bangladesh High Commission in the national capital outside the embassy where protests have broken out. Bangladesh High Commission is seeing these protests that are being organized. This to protest against the sustained attack on Hindus, minority Hindus in Bangladesh that we've been seeing for days together now. It's a protest that has been organized outside the Bangladesh High Commission after India also has registered a strong protest about the manner in which Hindus have been attacked in Bangladesh. In fact, India has strongly and officially also registered its protest about these attacks that's taking place against minorities in Bangladesh. The Indian Foreign Secretary in his visit to Dhaka also spoke about the fact that there are attacks that are taking place against Hindus and that this is something that India has taken note of. Ashutosh getting in more details. Ashutosh, back home here in India, the sentiment is that the government of India should do more as far as protecting Hindus who have come under constant attack in Bangladesh. But right now there are protests that have broken out outside the High Commission. Who are these protesters? Tell us more.
Well, these are different organizations, the civil society members, and barely few meters from the Bangladesh High Commission here at Chanakyapuri, these number of protesters have turned down. So here you see the group of lawyers, different civil societies carrying banner or posters. And ever since the atrocities and the attack have started against the minorities, particularly the Hindu communities in Bangladesh, in different districts, in our areas, districts dominated by the radical elements like Khulna or Chittagong. And then what we have seen, the FIR being filed against Chinmay Das. Look at on the other side. Hundreds of these protesters, the civil society group, several right-wing organizations carrying the banner and poster demanding Hinduon ka narsanghar band karo, stop genocide of Hindus in Bangladesh. And the way we also seeing the support that these radical elements are enjoying. Now there is a protest march have also started right behind. I'll tell my camera person to just turn around here. The Stop Hindu Genocide in Bangladesh, the protest march. These are the lawyer groups, the civil society members who are carrying out march, and everyone just trying to reach out near the Bangladesh High Commission. Several other people from different parts of Delhi, several organizations, and we are seeing such protests breaking out in India, in several states, several districts for the last few days. So there is a demand growing that the global community, the global bodies must raise voice and ensure the protection of the minority communities, the Hindus, the way we are seeing they're being targeted from Earlier it all started from the month of August and for the October, when they were saying there shouldn't be any Durga Puja in open, public ground should not be used, rivers must not be polluted for the immersion of the idols. And all started, we see the protest, rights of protest or rights to even raise their voices were also suspended by the radical elements. And it was all happening, in the broad daylight when the government, the armed forces, the police, the army, they were all became mute spectator. Whenever there is every time protest march, they filed against the protesters, the community members. And then we see what happened with the Chinmay Das. He was arrested in a case as Chinmay Das. When I spoke to him, he clearly said whatever had happened during the Chittagong protest rally, someone used the flag or someone defamed the Bangladesh national flag. It was not from their organization or their group. It could be some, attempt played by miscreants. But then all of a sudden, that was an opportunity literally for the radical extremist and filed complaint against Chinmay Das. Sedition case was filed. Let's take you to these shots. Hundreds of these people from different parts of Delhi, different parts of NCR have come out carrying banner, posters, slogan in support of the minorities, the Hindu groups, Bangladesh, Hinduon par atyachar band karo and Akrosh March. And where we are, if I could just take the camera on the other side, is barely few meters away from the Bangladesh High Commission. So that's the massive protest breaking out in the heart of Delhi, in the national capital. And exactly a few meters, the police has made adequate arrangement and assured that these protesters shouldn't reach. Now, remember, there is also concern growing, and that's became one of the major contention that the people in Bangladesh, particularly the radical groups, are also protesting when there was an attack in one of the councillor areas in Tripura. So now the police and the administrative arrangements are quite in place that these protesters should not be able to reach at the Bangladesh embassy, which is barely few meters away here. So that's also make a significant and challenging task for the administration, because there is an anger, and the anger, what they see, what they are watching, and we have been reporting. Remember, I've been constantly reporting since August what has been unfolding in Bangladesh. The way now the march has started, the protesters have started marching further. Also, you see the support, this banner in support of SCON. These protests have started marching further, and they're closing down to the Bangladesh High Commission. Let's take you on the other side of the road. There's a huge number of these supporters. I'll tell cameramen to cross the road, and then you will see the number of people who look at on the other side. The Rapid Action Force, the Delhi police, everyone, there's a huge number of force have been deployed. And where I'm walking literally from here is just few meters the Bangladesh High Commission is, right across the barricade. That's exactly where the Bangladesh High Commission. And look at the number. Look at the number. That's a Vajravahan placed by Delhi police. The Rapid Action Force have been placed here. There is a woman. There are senior citizens, youth, lawyers, so several groups from civil society. They have turned out at this protest.
All right. Ashutosh, I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. Ashutosh getting in those details from the Bangladesh High Commission in the national capital.